All right, we're going to be making chocolate chip cookies. I'm going to go over the basic, we're going to make them by hand. So I'm going to go over the basic method for making any cookies, snickerdoodle cookies, peanut butter cookies. We're going to talk about the method a little bit before we start. You're going to start with butter. And when you're making a cookie, it needs to be room temperature. Room temperature means you can put your finger in it. See how soft this is? You know, you go like that. If you don't have room temperature butter, that's when you use your microwave. Put them in the microwave, but you go like 5 seconds at a time because you don't want to melt it. You just want to make it warm so it gets soft like that. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this butter and we're going to put it into the bowl here. So we're going to get them in there. It's nice and room temperature. Like this. We're going to put them in here. Get it in the bowl. Right, there we go. So once you get your butter in there at room temperature, you're going to use a spoon. Now you just kind of mix it up. Get it nice and you can just mix it a little bit. Okay. Smash it up. Now you're going to add brown sugar. Now there's tons of recipes for chocolate chip cookies. The recipe we're going to do is only going to be using 2 types of brown sugar. We're using a light brown sugar and a dark brown sugar. And the difference with the brown sugar is the amount of molasses that they add to the sugar. One has more than the other one, so it makes the flavor a little bit more. It changes the flavor. Okay, there we go. Now, we're going to get this here, and we're going to use a rubber spatula. And what you're going to do is you're going to cream it, and then we're going to mix it. So we're going to cream this together by hand. So how do we do that? You're just going to be using a rubber spatula, going back and forth, mixing it. Okay, we're just going to kind of mix this back and forth, smashing it together. So I'm going to do this for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to come back and look at it. All right, so you can see I keep smashing it back and forth until you create a paste. This is called creaming. Now you can do this with a power equipment in a blender, using a KitchenAid mixer or something, but when you don't, you got to do it by hand. You just kind of keep smashing it back and forth until the butter creates a paste. All right, so basically what we're doing here is you're creaming the sugar and the butter. That's the first step. We're just about there. Okay. Now the next step after this is I'm going to add the wet ingredients, and then we're going to mix it with a spoon. Okay, so now we've creamed the butter and the sugar. Now we're going to go ahead and add the wet ingredients. So the wet ingredients for a basic cookie are always eggs. 9 times out of 10, it's vanilla extract or some type of an extract, depending on what you're going to flavor it with. So we're going to go ahead and add this, and then I'm really going to mix it. I'm going to mix it well. This is where you got to really try to get some muscle into it. So I'm going to put this particular one, I'm going to put a tablespoon of vanilla inside. Okay, a tablespoon of vanilla. And I'm going to start mixing it now using a spoon. Going to get it in there. Just kind of get it, start to mix. Mix this in. Like I said, you can use power equipment if you have it, but otherwise just use this. Now, once I get that in, I'm going to go ahead and add an egg. 1 egg at a time. 1 egg. Start mixing this. Get that in, just kind of break it up, and it's going to start to, got to get that egg in. If you're doing it on a machine, you'd start low, and then you'd gradually bring it to high. We're just going to start getting it all mixed, and then I'm going to have to really start doing it. All right. All right, so now I'm going to add the other egg. Okay, I'm going to crack the other egg inside. Oh, come on, man. There you go. More egg. Go slow again until you get it to incorporate, and then you're really going to have to mix it just like you would do on a machine. You do it by hand, slowly mixing, trying to get the egg to incorporate. Just got to get the egg incorporate so it's all in there, and then I'm going to go, then I'm really going to beat it. All right, so I'm just going to go. All right, so I'm going to beat this probably another 3 minutes, then we're going to come back and finish it. So what we've done now is we've added the butter, right? And we added the sugar, and we creamed it with a spatula, back and forth, back and forth. Then I added the wet ingredients, were an extract, which was vanilla extract, and we added the eggs 1 at a time. And then with the spoon, you were mixing it. Then I really beat it up as really strong for about 3 minutes. So you get it kind of fluffy. All right, it's obviously easier if you have power equipment, you turn it all the way up, but you can do things by hand as well. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our flour to it. So I already got the flour, our dry ingredients. I have salt, we have the baking soda, and we have the flour. It's all right here in our bowl. We're gonna go ahead and add a little bit at a time to mix it. So I'm gonna add some in. I'll probably do it in 3 stages just to get it incorporated. When you're doing it by hand, you have to go a little bit slower because it's a little harder to mix it. So we're just gonna add a little bit like that. See, it gets incorporated. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest. A little bit more. Stop. Add it in 3 stages. It's just easier. Otherwise, it's a mess. It's really hard to mix it. I'm just trying to get before I really mix it, I want to get the flour to get incorporated. So we get that all incorporated like that. Perfect. Now you're gonna add the rest of the flour. Boom. That all in there. I'm gonna mix it slowly. Okay, just gonna get it so it all gets incorporated. There we go, just using the spoon, just gonna get it all to incorporate in. There we go, keep mixing it. Use a spatula if you have to. Get it all out. Now we're just trying to get it all to combined well. That's what we're trying to do right now. Bobby, there we go. Keep mixing it. Okay, at this point, I think I'm going to use the rubber spatula and just kind of move it back and forth. Okay. It's good. All right. Now we're gonna add the chocolate chips next. I'll mix right now, so last thing you add are the chocolate chips. So go ahead and dump all the chocolate chips in there, and then we just kind of mix it up. You're just gonna slowly mix them in. Use this, get it all together. Take this out. You're just gonna slowly mix it in until they're all mixed together. And then I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator for 10 minutes, and I'm gonna get this chilled, and I'm gonna show you how we portion them. All right, so our chocolate chip cookies chilled. I had them in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. You're gonna take them out, and you're just gonna make little balls. Keep them about 3 inches apart because they are gonna fall, and you don't want them to stick. Just take them like this, and you're just gonna roll them, right? Just like that. Keep going until they're all done, and then we're gonna go put them in the oven. All right, so the cookies came out of the oven. We baked them for 10 to 15 minutes at about 350 degrees. Put them on a plate, and here you go. That's what you're making this week.